Okay, 2B.5, quadrilateral angles. So remember, a quadrilateral is just a four-sided figure. Nothing special about it. It just has four sides, okay? So here would be a quadrilateral, right? Maybe you could draw yours slightly better than mine. Maybe I can draw it slightly better. Yeah, that looks like a parallelogram. There, that's pretty decent. All right, we're talking about the angles. Say we have angle A, B, C, and D. We know that they add up to 360. So we could say A plus B plus C plus D is 360. One of the ways that I like to think about this and the way that I can kind of remember that it is 360 is think about like a rectangle. Rectangle has four sides. Maybe if I can draw a rectangle, that would be nice. All right, so we'll say that's a rectangle. And then split it diagonally like this. Now we have two triangles, right? We have the orange triangle and the green triangle. We know, or hopefully you know, that triangles angles add up to 360. So this one has, excuse me, 180, 180. Triangles are 180 degrees and 180 degrees, right? Together, 180 plus 180 is 360. So that's how I kind of remember it. You can just write it down, whatever works for you. But what we're going to be doing in this lesson is we're going to be solving for a missing angle. So we're going to have to add them up and subtract them from 360. And I don't think it'll be too crazy. So number two, we're just supposed to find the measure of the angle. So let's call this x, and we could say 65 plus 112 plus another 65 plus x is, I wanted to write 180, but it's 360. They all add up to 360. So if I can find a calculator, I'm going to type in 360 minus 65 minus 112 and minus another 65. And I got 118. So what I did there is I subtracted 65, subtracted 112, and subtracted another 65 to the other side. And I'm left with x equals 118. And that's it. Really, we should say 118 degrees there. That's as difficult as it gets. Number three, I'm going to write this one just a little bit differently, right? You can set it up like an equation like this, and I think that's a good way to do it. That's my instinctual way that I want to go to it at first. Another way we could write it is we could start off with saying, well, we have 360 degrees, and then we subtract each of our angles. So we say minus 116 degrees, minus 59 degrees, minus 115 degrees. And if you don't have those degrees symbols, I'm not going to be upset with that. To be mathematically correct, we should have the degree symbols, but if you only put it at the beginning and the end, like in your answer, that would be okay. So I'm going to type in my calculator 360 minus 116 minus 59 minus 115. And I got 70, so 70 degrees. Next one, number four. So here again, we're going to have 360 minus 120 minus 120 minus 60. So this will be 360 minus 120 minus 120 minus 60, and I got 60. All right. Notice how I didn't put the degree symbol here, but I put it in the answer. Make sure you have it in the answer. It's a good thing to have. So number five. Now there's one other way that we can kind of write this, and all these different methods are the same thing, but this is just slightly different. For starting off, we could add up what angles we already have. So we could say, well, 95 plus 110 plus 70 is 95 plus 110 plus 70 is 275. And then we could take 360 minus 275, which is 85. Right? That's just fancy subtraction there. You can do it however you want. Okay? I'm just trying to show you different ways that you can write this. Number 6. I'm going to go back and I'm going to use the x like I did in the first one that I did, number 2. So I'm going to say, well, we have x plus 86 plus 110 plus 86, and that's 360. Here, I'll subtract 86 from there, subtract 110, subtract 86, and so whenever I type that in, 360 minus 86 minus 110 minus 86, and I get 78. X equals 78, and don't forget your degree symbol. All right. Last one. Ooh, this one's kind of nice. See how we have right angle, right angle, right angle? This is actually going to be a square. Not a square, a rectangle, excuse me. We don't know anything about the sides, so we can't call it a square. If 3 of the angles are 90-degree angles, the last one will also be a 90-degree angle. And you can just say that right off the bat, or you could plug it in. You could say, well, we've got 360 minus 90 minus 90 minus 90. And if you type that in, you'll also get 90, right? So that's that. Oh, do I have more? Nope, that is all. All right, make sure that you have written somewhere that you add them up and they get up to 360. You don't need this triangle piece. You don't need that actually. That's just me trying to help you remember how to do it. But I do think that's kind of neat that you can break it up into triangles. So, all right, make sure that you know that quadrilateral angles add up to 360. That's all.